again, and good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Faith and Healing presentation. Always such a blessing being able to share with you on this journey of wellness, and I am praying that you are continuing to find resolve and some answers and inspiration and encouragement on the journey that you are on with your health and wellness. And I'm always appreciative of your feedback, whether they are private or public, so that we understand fully how you are being inspired by the wellness presentation that we give to you on Faith and Healing. Well, as always, we have to remind you that this presentation is not meant to cure, to treat, or to diagnose your illness. We are always very encouraging of you being a good steward of your health and looking into the right kind of help medically with trained medical professionals. It's the right thing to do. But as always, we want you to know that Faith and Healing is about caring for yourself physically and caring for yourself spiritually, and being able to share in that journey of not just giving yourself good physical health, but also great spiritual health. Well, I am always so delighted to be able to do my homework and my research for you, and to be able to just assist you in finding information that could assist your journey. Well, today we are looking at metabolic health, and so often on the journey you will hear of the struggles of individuals who have dieted for years and who keeps trying to do things but do not tend to see the results of their attempts to balance their weight issues. And of course, weight gain can be related to so many things. You have genetics at work, you have certain illnesses like thyroid issues and diabetic issues and other illnesses that play a part in how the body really functions as it relates to its metabolic health. And so for those of you who are struggling with weight loss matters and keep feeling that no matter what you try, you just never seem to be successful in not only losing the weight that you desire, but in keeping it off, I do want to let you know that my thoughts and prayers are with you, because whether it is by gaining or losing, and I remember the times when I desired to gain weight and was having issues in that area. And so it is not only with weight loss that people have issues. Sometimes people have issues with weight gain too, and that was one of my challenges for many years, being on the very skinny and thin side and trying so hard and exploring with different foods and just not seeming to gain or to get success. So whether your issues are losing or gaining, for many people, the matters of weight has been a challenge and also a very sensitive subject, because when you are struggling with weight and you are trying so hard to bring it in balance, and you often do not have the support of probably friends and family, or maybe your public appearances brings a lot of discomfort to you because you are uncomfortable by your appearance or the way that you appear or look, and it is really affecting you internally. I can identify with those things, even though it's on another level. So once again, my hope for you is that if that is your struggle, that you will find the courage to not give up on doing whatever you can, one step at a time, 1 pound at a time, one meal at a time, one change at a time. Because sometimes when we attempt to do everything all at once, I believe that's where a lot of people get very frustrated, and they really begin to feel like it's just too overwhelming. And that is true for probably just about anything else in life, even for those of us who do many things, like in ministry. We take on a lot. We bury, we marry, we counsel, we hold services, we do programs like this. And as a human, you also feel the effects of doing many things at times. But this is where our reliance also on God is very important, so that we do not become overwhelmed or anxious, about the weight of our responsibilities, and then trust God, like He said in His Word, for guidance to give us the balance that is needed to be able to accomplish the tasks and the responsibilities placed upon us, whether as just believers or as spiritual leaders, so that we can fulfill those things without it being a burden. And that is really precisely what the journey through weight loss for many has felt like: a burden. Not being able to find success after trying many different things, after exploring many options, after going through, various diets and exercise and joining the gym and running. Or then you find that many people will lose the weight, but they will regain it in short time, because the body is so used to this certain way of doing things. And then this rapid weight loss has taken place, and now the body is back to its places of cravings. And we'll talk a bit about that with some of the foods that we are featuring today. So as it relates to weight loss, it is so important that we also focus on the nature of the lifestyle practices, in terms of the healthy decisions that are being made. Now, there are many diets out there. I'm not here to mention any or to promote any over the other. I would say do what also works for you, because it is your body. It is your body. It is you that is moving about life in this physical body. It is you that has to carry about this weight that comes with you. And so you have to also do what works best for you. What is working to your comfort. But here's what we can say for our presentation today. There are certain food choices that could potentially assist with your metabolic health. Because one of the primary issues of weight loss, not the only one, but one of the primary factors that play a major role in the matters of balancing weight, has to do with metabolic health. And of course, many people, that diet, workout, and exercise is very important. As I've always encouraged you on the presentation, do what works best for your method and your style of workout. I've said this before. I'm not a weightlifter person. I'm not into squatting. I'm not into all that stuff. It's just, it has never been me. I don't know if it will be me at this point in this stage in life, over 4 decades of living life. I don't anticipate that changing into another style of workout. For me, walking has been my preferred style, and it remains that. I love it. I could walk as far as I am allowed to, and I take my time with it, and I enjoy the process, and I turn it into prayer walks, and I enjoy that process, and I love it. I feel equally energized, and I feel great, after that. But do what works for you. Some people are runners. Some people are weight lifters. Do what works best for you. All we know is, in the matters of balancing metabolic health, exercise is important in addition to other choices and decisions. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind. So, for instance, many people may make a lot of adjustments in their dietary lifestyle, but they do not include exercise and physical activity, no matter how little, as a means of getting the body to, build up this level of energy and to burn the necessary calories that are building up in the system. So you want to keep that in mind as you are considering your metabolic health. And if you're not the workout type, understood and respected, you don't have to go crazy, but at least do something that is able to assist in that journey of balancing metabolic health. Well, we have some foods here today that we are learning are very helpful to the balancing of metabolic health and to keeping your metabolism well worked and boosted, that it is not so slowed down that you are piling up calories. And we have here quinoa, and we're going to show you how to prepare that. Quinoa is a very incredible food. It is plant-based. It is filled with amino acids, which is not usually available in many protein foods. It's also high in protein, and protein is very powerful and essential for metabolic health. You want to remember that. So for a person who is looking to get their metabolism to be at the healthy rates and level they need it to be so that it does not impact weight gain, you want to add a high protein diet into your eating practices. And quinoa is one of those foods, high in fiber, high in protein, because it has those amino elements, and you see how it plays a major role in keeping metabolism at a great and accurate rate because it is so high in its protein content. And we will shortly be creating a quinoa bowl, and I have here a nicely done bowl of quinoa. Another way that you can get protein into the system, since protein is so significant and essential to metabolic health, is through beans. Now, if you are someone, again, who is not a flesh eater, that beans are a great replacement for lost protein in the diet. And I have a combination here of garbanzo beans and white kidney beans and other beans that we will also be turning into a nice bean salad. And once again, there is always that mindset that, healthy foods are not very tasty, but life is how you make it. And if you want your food to taste great, then you prepare it great. I do enjoy, cooking when that opportunity presents itself. All right. And I like creating different things when the opportunity presents itself. People move about a lot, so the opportunity to always be present to cook and prepare is not always there. But when it is, the goal is to make sure that you make food tasty, healthy, but tasty. So rather than just say, well, food don't taste, healthy food is just boring. You can create your own. So we know that quinoa is very high in protein. A high protein diet is very essential to metabolic health. And so you have quinoa as an option. We have the different bean options. So you can choose your choices of beans. You can make that into a soup. You can make that into a bean salad, and you can add that to your diet. Ezekiel bread or protein bread are also good options. So this is a protein bread, or you can do the Ezekiel bread, which is also a great option. And you can always toast a few slices of this with a healthy butter. Or you can also make, certain dishes like, even loaves that includes bread. And you can bake that and have your option. Lentil is also a great choice of food for metabolic health. And I have here some lentils with a combination of other grains, 7 different grains that are very helpful to also keeping metabolic health in balance. It is all about finding the right foods and also preparing them in ways that are, delicious, and that you are not struggling through eating something, but you're eating something that you enjoy while also helping this particular matter in your system. In this case, it is metabolic health, an issue that many people struggle with, whether it is in the matters of weight gain or it is in the matters of even weight loss, because some people also struggle to gain weight because their metabolism, is so high. Then you have the other people who are struggling with weight gain because their metabolism is slowed down. So to keep balance within your metabolic system, you want to make sure that you are eating the right kinds of foods. And we are finding out that a high protein diet is very essential to metabolic health. And it is up to you how you choose to incorporate protein into your body. Here we promote the healthier options of protein, and so we are sharing with you some of the options. You can do a protein bread or Ezekiel bread, very healthy option. Also iron in the body is also helpful to metabolic health, and you get that through your sodium intake. Here I have some sea salt sticks. Okay, so you can always get this already done in the grocery store, or you can create your own if you're the kind of person who don't mind, doing those things. And so these are sea salt sticks. Those are ways that you can get sodium into the system. And if you're entertaining, you can always pick this up in your local grocery store. They already created sea salt sticks, okay, with a little dash of olive oil. You dress it up. You even get the 7-grain lentil option. If you don't want to go into the whole thing of cooking, I don't mind cooking, but if that is an issue for you and you don't have time, the great thing about it is this is organic. And it is one of the natural non-GMO options, okay? And you have 7 different grains of a vegan or vegetarian option, and that is loaded also with lentils, and lentils is a great form of metabolic health. Same thing with your beans, whether you did kidney beans or lima beans or garbanzo beans or cantinelli beans, whatever your bean option, you can take those, bring them together, put them in a nice bowl. You can add a little olives for sodium intake, and you can create a really nice option. Something else that you can do, you can also almonds are also a great contributor to metabolic health. So you can have almonds in the pack where you just get some raw almonds. You can wash it and you can have a handful of those throughout the day. Or you can pour out a glass of almond milk, and in a little while we're going to also transform that into, rather than just drink it straight up, I have an idea on how you can transform that into a nice, delicious drink that you could have. So what we're going to do now is I am going to be transforming my quinoa bowl, and I'm adding some carrots, okay, that is very thinly diced, along with some celery that is very thinly diced. very, very thin. And I'm adding the celery and the carrots to the quinoa bowl. Now you can steam the carrot, you can steam the celery, and you can turn that into a meal of its own. Then I have some raw onions, that is also the red onions, much greater option health wise, although all onions are great, but the red onions have some very specific health benefits. So I have added this. Now for metabolic health, you want to remove the unhealthy fats and you want to use a fat oil like coconut. So coconut oil is a better option for metabolic health. And I'm doing 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, cold compressed extra virgin, okay? Extra virgin cold pressed coconut oil is your option. And so now I'm turning this from just a regular quinoa bowl into a nice moist, and you cook your quinoa for just a few minutes. It's very easy to prepare. You cook it for just a few moments, and there we have it. I am loving how that is looking. And you can put as much of your carrots and celery as you like, so you get that very decorative part. And I have here an all-purpose seasoning of some garlic and herbs. You can't go wrong. Again, we are also going for taste, and you get some of this on the top. Quinoa can be a bit bland, so you transform that right away, and there you have a nice quinoa bowl, okay, that you have just transformed. A little while ago it was just a regular bowl of quinoa. Now a little onion, red onions, a little carrots and celery chopped up very thinly, and a bit of herbs and seasoning with some garlic option, and you've just transformed your high protein quinoa, high fiber option into a great contributor to your metabolic health. We are also now going to dress our bean salad, because of course we don't just want to merely take beans and just put it in a bowl and eat it. So we want to make sure that it is well dressed up as well. So we're going to do the same thing. We're using a bit of coconut oil, and again, coconut oil is a better option, a better fat option for metabolic health. Okay, so we have here again some raw onions. So we're adding some raw yellow onions, and I also have some garlic, because you know garlic is a superfood. Can't go wrong. Not always great for our social health, but it's amazing on our physical health. All right, and I prefer physical health. So I'm adding this here, and there we have it. And so we're gonna just mix our olive oil with the onions and the garlic. You can add other seasonings of choice. You can always put a little bit of the garlic herb option as well. And you turn that into a nice bowl of a bean salad, and that looks really amazing. You can serve that, by the way, with the quinoa, and take a look at this transformed. All right, and that's the beauty about cooking and food. There is so much that you can do to transform your meals. Now, our lentil bowl is already well dressed up. All you would have to do is warm it. You can add a little coconut oil for just a bit of moisture, but this is already some brown rice with some, so right there you have another meal option that you can totally add to your collection of your quinoa and your bean salad. Now for your almond milk, because it is recommended that almond milk is very helpful to metabolic health, almond rather, and then milk as an option. Apparently, any milk, it is stated, is good. My choice of milk is usually soy milk or almond milk, preferably almond. But rather than just take a glass of plain almond and just drink it, which you might not find very appealing or fun, so I have a way that I transform my almond milk into a drink of its own. And what I do is I use ground cinnamon. We have to be careful here because I have another herb. So we have ground cinnamon. Okay, so this is ground cinnamon. And what I usually do is, because again, and that is great for glucose health and balancing. So of course, once again, if you're diabetic and you're on medication, don't just go about drinking cinnamon. Always space those things out with your medicines. So what I'm doing now is I have now put some cinnamon, about a quarter of a teaspoon, in the glass of almond milk, and I have some raw honey here, and I'm going to add some raw honey to the almond milk. I'm going to do 2 teaspoons. I do kind of like things a bit sweet. If you are diabetic, then you want to make sure that you watch your sugar. I like to taste my things. So right there, you have taken now a regular glass of plain almond milk, and you have transformed it into, something a bit more delicious that you can enjoy. You can do that with your other milk as well. Like I said, almond is my choice. That is so awesome. And you would find yourself enjoying this more, taking care of your immune levels, while also enjoying something that is just not plain and bland. So this is one way that you can dress your milk to turn it into a drink that is more delicious. A little cinnamon powder and a little bit of honey, and you add it to your milk, and there you have something that you can enjoy. So again, metabolic health is all about ensuring that the body is able to come into balance with your metabolism, working at a rate that is balanced enough to not allow you to pile on unnecessary pounds. In order to keep that in good balance, you want to have a diet that is high enough in protein. And we found out today some of the protein options that we can use to accomplish that. Also, chili peppers, or just hot peppers in general, are also good for metabolic health. And my choice of pepper is usually cayenne pepper, and that is because there are so many other great health benefits to it. So you can always add that to any of your dishes, the cayenne pepper. You can also get the raw chili peppers in the store, cut them up, and you can add them to your quinoa, you can add them to your beans, and you can transform your salads and your foods into something that produces great help and balance to your metabolic health. Well, we know that we cannot make all your problems go away. Our goal and objective is to always be supportive to you on your health journey. So I am hoping that you are a bit more encouraged in not giving up. If you are out there trying to bring balance to your metabolism and you seem to be struggling, stay on your journey. Do not give up. Don't be discouraged. Continue to try. And as you eat, make, healthier choices. Remember how important and significant protein is to metabolic health, and to use the right choices of protein, healthy options. And it is my hope that you will continue to experience the best of success on your metabolic journey. Well, until next time, remember, God doesn't only want us to prosper physically, He really wants us to also prosper spiritually. So, as you continue to do that, well, keep the faith.